Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Nekrotronic. This came out in 2018, was written and directed by Kiah Roache-Turner and stars Ben O'Toole, Caroline Ford, Tess Hoberch, David Wenham and Monica Bellucci. The film really focuses on Howard North, played by Ben O'Toole, a down-on-his-luck sewage worker who gets dragged into a global conflict between the Necromancers, a family of badass demon hunters, and Finnegan, played by Monica Bellucci, an evil demon who absorbs people's souls to increase her power. When Howard finds out the truth behind Finnegan's past and her dark plans for the future, he teams up with his new friends to discover he is the ultimate necromancer, the only one with the power to defeat her and save the world. I really love this film. There's so much to really enjoy, and it was a very fun and entertaining movie. I'm a fan of Kiah Roache-Turner. I really loved Wyrmwood. That was the first film he sort of did it, done it really independently. It was his zombie film. I really like his approach to things, and as an independent filmmaker, I liked what he's able to accomplish with the smallest amount of funding and abilities in what he's able to do. And Wyrmwood is a great example of an independent film done right. And this is, I think, probably even better than Wyrmwood. This is really started doing his own sort of like monster hunter type film. And I really love what he's able to accomplish here. I really like the worlds that he creates. It has many elements of other films in this sort of genre, but it sort of does something different. Yes, there's a bit of the Matrix there, the way they hook into the computers. There's a bit of Ghostbusters there with the van they drive, the humor, and the fact they have to take on ghosts and demons. And there is a sort of visual sense of Blade Runner here and there, but it sort of creates its own thing. It doesn't really steal from these films. It just uses aspects of these films to craft his own movie, and I think he does a brilliant job here. All the acting is solid. Ben O'Toole, I've seen him before, but not 100% what I've seen him from. But he's really great here as Howard North. He plays a good dramatic and sort of role, and he can be sort of an action hero in a way, but he's very funny as well and adds a lot to the particular role he's playing. And it's a role I think a lot of people can relate to, a person in a shitty job, literally, he's a sewage worker, and dreaming of doing something better and becoming better. He's kind of an everyman, a character you can really get behind and experience things with, and I really like that. It makes him sort of more real and relatable. Badass demon hunters are really cool as well, played by Caroline Ford, someone I haven't really seen before. She plays Molly, and I really like what she's able to accomplish here. And she's a character that's sort of fun and knows what she's doing, and she sort of has to take Howard under her wing and teach him what he needs to do. And there's also her sister Tess Hoberch, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, and she's kind of a badass character as well, and these two sisters playing demon hunters are fantastic. And when Tess's character sort of becomes part of the machine and then he comes out in a unique way, she becomes quite a kick-ass warrior, and I really love that, what they're able to do with her character. And playing their father is David Wenham, who plays Luther. Wenham's a surprising Australian actor. He's popped up in a variety of things, international films as well as Australian films. He's sort of really well known within the Australian circles, in some of the American circles, so it's good to see him play a character like this as this demon hunter. And Roache-Turner makes him look awesome, makes him look so kick-ass with guns and stuff. Kind of a fun role for him. You can really tell he's enjoying what he's doing, and he adds a lot to it. I really loved his performance here. I thought he was solid. He's in a lot of it, but the scenes he is in, he sort of stands out in. And playing the villain Finnegan, Monica Bellucci, she's not an actress I really usually like, but I think she's really great here playing Finnegan. This character needs to be sort of strong and seductive and sort of intimidating in the smallest of ways, and she can definitely portray that on screen, and I think she's really great here as the villain. And she has really great moments, some great dialogue, and you get to see how bad she really is, and how she sort of sucks the souls out of people in such an interesting way. Visually, it's quite interesting the way it's done. Like I said, there's sort of a Blade Runner element to there, more of the designs of the place, like where Finnegan sort of is, her sort of face in this sort of room that's done up sort of with a pentagram on the ground, and there's machines, and it's kind of dark, and there's some sort of an interesting color scheme that's happening in there, and that sort of shows her in her element and doing what she does. Then there's also the demon hunters and the area that they have, a containment area as they call it, and it's sort of this hidden warehouse where they have this machine where they can actually pull demons out of the internet and make them appear physically, and then they use this cannon thing to destroy them. And this whole sequence feels a lot like Blade Runner in the designs of that world and particular scenes in that particular film. And I really like that. I think that's such a colourful and interesting way to go about it, and it makes these scenes sort of stand out much more than they usually would. Most of it's done practically, so most of the demons and the ghosts and stuff are done practically with a bit of digital help to put around them. And I love that. I love the practicality of creature design, and the FX team that they've got here do a really great job of designing what Finnegan looks like once as a demon per se, and just how the ghosts are designed and what they look like. And there's wraiths as well, which is someone in a suit, and they're using leaf blowers to blow the costume to make it look like wind blown. I really like that. Use fans. It's just a very practical and realistic way to go about designing the creatures and how they inhabit the world. I like that a lot. This is a surprising film. It's entertaining, it's fun, there's some great moments in it. I really feel Australian filmmakers need to make films like this, genre pictures. We're mostly known for comedies and dramas and sometimes something a little different. But I want more movies like this that are genre based, you know, like this is horror, monster horror, demons and stuff like that. And I like that. I think it's refreshing. I think it's good to have someone who's doing horror films in Australia and doing them differently and interesting and come up with unique ideas. And Kiah Roache-Turner is definitely one of those. I would put him in the same group as George Miller. Now, George Miller is mostly known for his Mad Max, but what a unique and interesting character and world he creates in all those films. And it's very similar with Kiah Roache-Turner as well. They sort of sit in the same realm. They're two Australian filmmakers doing something unique and different, genre filmmaking, and doing something refreshing and surprising. And that's one of the big reasons I really enjoy this film and want more like this and more in this vein. I think this film could really work brilliantly as a TV show. I think there's a lot there. I think there's some interesting characters, an interesting way to develop things. And you could introduce some interesting demons and ghosts and creatures in a colourful and surprising way. And I think this is definitely a direction that you could take with this particular film. There's a short film on the special features of the movie as well, which is a 4-minute short film, which sort of sets up what they wanted the film to look like. It was sort of like a tool to try and get funding to make the film. There's no dialogue in this particular short film, but visually you get to see what the world would look like and what the characters would be doing and what they would look like in that world and how they would exorcise demons. This aspect to it I thought was great. I kind of like the modern theme of the internet and technology and how demons are in the internet now and how they can access people through computers and phones. I love that it's very relevant. The aspects that feel like Ghostbusters to me is the humour. There's a lot of humour in each scene and each moment that these characters have. The way that Finnegan's trying to absorb everyone's soul to become stronger and powerful, and the way they shoot the city and how the souls themselves look like when they're going through things and going to this particular spot. I thought that was very reminiscent of Ghostbusters. And like I said, they don't have the similar car, but they have this van that's lit up with things that they appear when they're needed. And there's a great scene at the end where this guy's getting attacked by this chick possessed by a demon. They just sort of show up, and I really like that. It's like a modern day, Australian version of Ghostbusters in the smallest of ways, and I like that aspect to it as well. Overall, this is wildly entertaining and fun. It's something different and refreshing, and I'm really interested to see what Kiah Roache-Turner does next because I really enjoy his films. Final thoughts. In the essence, this film is really about a man dreaming of more. A man that's an everyman, an ordinary man that gets swept up into something extraordinary. I think we all feel like that. We all wanted to be swept up into something. We want to all be drawn out of our shitty jobs and realizing there's more out there, following your dreams, becoming more than what you are. And I think that's really what this film is trying to say, well, to me anyway. And it's about forging your own direction. I'm going to give Nekrotronic 4 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoy my experience with it. And if you liked Wyrmwood, this is definitely worth your time. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.